This call may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance or training purposes.
This call may be recorded.
Hi, Shelly.
Hey, how's it going, Tatiana?
Doing so good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited for spring and just,
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yes, the weather is getting warmer. I say that as I look down and it's 32 degrees.
Oh, I know. You guys are still really cold.
We're
My
so
apologies.
cold. But it was so rainy yesterday. It was worth it. I'm like, okay, rainy cold is better than just ice cold.
Yeah. You've had rain too, because we've had so much rain that our basement's been flooding. I wouldn't say flooding. Water's coming in. It's not. And luckily, it's in the only room that doesn't have carpet. So
yeah.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. Well, I'm hoping that you get someone to fix that because I feel like that stresses me out just thinking about any flooding in my house. Yeah. I'm not ready for that.
Yep. I'm ready to test their customer service skills.
You should call I was going to say, let's find somebody who can come out and fix your. All right. Well, we've got lots of good calls today. You ready to dive in?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. All right. Could you hear that?
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Let me try it one more time. If you can't hear it, let me know. I'm trying
Okay.
to turn it up.
All right.
How may I help you? Hi, good afternoon. I was wondering if you can help me out. I have a central air unit down on, and I was wondering if you guys would be able to do a service to come and take a look. It looks like one of my fan blades in the unit is bent.
We could set one up, but I do want to be upfront with you right now. You are looking at the probably the 9th of July or after.
9th of July or after.
Yeah. We
Okay.
are totally booked out with the heat that we have here. So we've got totally booked out with a lot of people with no air conditioning.
Oh, it better be an old call because what?
Yeah. Wow.
9th of July.
Yeah, right now the unit is off because it's running so off-centered. It's like vibrating the pictures on the wall.
Definitely keep it off. You don't want to do any additional damage to it.
Okay. All right. I will give you guys a shout back. Do you think you could take my number in case something opens up or they're in the area for another job? They could tack this one on.
Well, they wouldn't really do it that way. We'd have to set something up. But if you need to call around, I understand. If you run into the same issue, give us a call. We'll be happy to set something up. You know, it's just right now.
And is there like someone else that you work with that you would recommend?
No, there's a lot of good companies out there, but since I haven't ever personally used them, I wouldn't want to recommend. But what you might want to do is look at Angie's or even the Better Business Bureau.
Okay. All right, I
You know what
appreciate
else
the
you
help.
might be able. You know what else you might be able to do is if you know the manufacturer of the air conditioning system, you can give them a direct call. They generally would have a listing of people in your area.
Our listing of people.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great idea. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
Okay, that was interesting. So what's really interesting about this call is that for someone who used so many negatives, she was somehow also kind of likable. Am I crazy?
At least at the end. At the end, she felt almost likable, but
yeah.
whoa. Like this customer offered herself on a platter, like, please, I know you said you can't take me. Would you save my number so I can be your backup plan? And she was like, no. She was like, no.
No, we don't do it like that. It doesn't really work like that. She says we'd have to get something set up. I'm like, well, why don't we just go ahead and get something set up?
I know.
So funny.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
This call, so we didn't really break it down. It was only a minute and 50 seconds. So I wanted to just kind of see how it was going. But from the very beginning, the customer calls in. What was the first thing that she says?
Oh, she said, oh yeah, what was it that she had wrong? I'm trying to think of her situation.
I'm gonna play it again. I'm going to play it again. It's really
Okay.
short. Let's just walk through it again.
Annie, how may I help you?
Hi, good afternoon. I was wondering if you can help me out. I have a central air unit down on, and I was wondering if you guys would be able to do a service call to come and take a look. It looks like one of my fan blades in the unit is bent.
We could set one up, but I do want to be upfront with you right now. You are looking at probably the 9th of July or after.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Again, it's surprising even the second time you hear it. Okay. So she hops in. She hops in and she's right away asking for help, and the CSR immediately jumps to what she can't do. And I really want to highlight that she starts with a reassurance. She goes, "We can," but even that by itself, we can. It's like, you don't even sound like you really think that you can. Of course, she doesn't think she can because she goes on to elaborate, but using positive language is not just about the right words. It's also about that you deliver information,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm surprised she wouldn't even take down this customer's number, like not even on a sticky note, like, no, I don't want your number. Maybe, you do need to go call another company. I'm like,
Totally.
wow.
I know. I feel that too. Also, thank you, Marissa and Mandy, for being here. I'm seeing you guys in the chat. Hi.
Yeah.
I
hey.
agree. And Marissa's agreeing too. She said the customer was begging.
Really was.
Mandy's like, ouch. All right, I agree. So I totally agree. Right away at the beginning, she starts running into the negative. So if your company is really, really booked up, you guys are super, super busy, and you know that you can't schedule anyone. Our goal is to have our customer hang up the phone with us, wishing so badly they could have used us, right? Yeah. They're waiting for the next time they've got a problem that even though today they couldn't use us, or maybe today we didn't meet their availability, next time we get somebody out, we can. We're the person that they want to go to first because they know how much we care, how diligent we are with finding the correct problem, things like that. So
even if it's a long-term thing, like we're out of their service area, always letting them know, like, hey, we're always growing and we're hoping to expand our service area, and hopefully we can serve you sometime in the near future. Yeah, I would be hoping for that too. I'd probably be calling my neighbors, like, you need to give them business so they can come out to meet.
Totally. And so in this, I hear this a lot as a coach, and Shelly, I'm curious to know if you hear this too, but I get this a lot where they're like, well, we justify a lot of our decisions based on what we might not be able to do. Right. They're like, I need to get their address right away, because what if I can't service them? Like, what if I'm out of their service area?
Yeah.
And it goes back to what you just said. Like, even if we're out of their service area, I still want them to feel like this was a good experience. And this call is actually a great example of how you can still help someone even when you can't help someone. Now, don't get me wrong. The communication up until that very last part was poor, and we could have definitely done it better. But assuming there was absolutely no way we could get to this person, I love that she still offered some solutions.
Yeah.
That was a positive.
Yeah, that was a positive.
Okay, so Shelly, what would have been a better response to this customer's question? Because the customer called in, she said, I've got one of my blades, it's bent. If we even, knowing that we can't help, knowing that you don't have anything until July, whatever, what would you have said?
I would immediately jump in with some care there, because it sounds like she probably doesn't have air conditioning, and it sounds like it's probably already hot. I mean, I imagine this may not be early March. It's probably already hot. So I would throw in some care, and then I would be like, we absolutely want to take care of you. We can put you on our urgency list, and then go through what the urgency list entails, then let her know what the next guaranteed appointment is. If we both agree, hey, this really is a long ways out, and she's like, you know what, that's great, but I do need to call around, I would be like, absolutely, you're more than welcome to call around, but we would love to be your backup plan. That way, when the schedule, because the schedule is always evolving, when there is movement, we will absolutely give you a call and move you up there to make sure you get taken care of. So at least we're focusing on getting her taken care of, even if she has to call around. So yeah, urgency list, backup plan, good stuff.
I love that. Urgency list, backup plan would have been a lot better. Natasha in the chat also, urgency list, right? I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I would have also asked questions. Something I found with asking good questions, because in this situation, I'd want to know, okay, you see that it's bent. Is it working? Is it not working? Like, what is it doing? What is it just making? Is it making a weird noise because it's
Yeah.
bent?
Probably make
How'd you find out it was bent? You
Mhm.
know, and they're going to tell you pretty quickly how comfortable they are. And it can work in your favor if you start asking questions. They're like, actually, it's working fine right now. Everything's working really well. I just noticed it was bent. And, you know, I'm sure it shouldn't be that way for long.
Yeah.
If that was the conversation I'm having with the customer, I might also be able to help them realize that waiting a week or two is okay. If
Yeah.
everything's working okay, everything's working well, then yeah, it's okay to wait a week for this to happen. I don't know if she's willing to wait if I don't understand the problem. I don't know if she's willing to wait if I don't really know, you know, where her stance is. I also can't expect her to wait for me if she doesn't have time to like me first.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, if you don't like me, why would you wait for me? So I don't know that I would have even have offered the urgency list, how excited I would have been just by the way the call started.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, those first impressions, man, they definitely make or break what they're willing to do for us. Wait for us, pay more for us. Because we're never going to be the cheapest on the block, because that's not really where we want to be. We have a good, reputable company with great techs. We're not going to be the cheapest. So, yeah.
I got to shout out Emma, though. What up, Emma? Hi.
Hey.
Emma's joining, and I got to say hello.
Very cute.
There's no school Fridays? Okay, boo. I don't want to work on Fridays. Just kidding. I'm here every Friday.
Yep.
See you on Friday.
And this is my favorite part of Fridays, being right here.
You know, that's true. This is my favorite part of Friday. Okay, we're gonna keep listening. Let's just listen a little bit more and see if there's anything else that we could pick up on, and then we can go to the next call.
Sounds good.
For July or after.
Yeah. We
Okay.
totally booked out with the heat that we have here. So we've got totally booked out with a lot of people with no air conditioning.
Yeah, right now the unit is off because it's running so off-centered. It's like vibrating the pictures on the wall.
Definitely keep it off. You don't want to do any additional damage to it.
Okay. All right. I will give you guys a shout back. Do you think you could take my number in case something opens up or they're in the area for another job? They could tack this one on.
Well, they wouldn't really do it that way. We'd have to set something up. But if you need to call around, I understand. If you run into the same.
Oh, yeah, we did finish this call. Do you remember?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. That was a good reminder, though, because she was like, would you take down my number, please? And she goes, no.
No. Yeah, she says no, which is crazy. I would have loved her to get her on the schedule and then call me back if nothing. And the customer can decide if she's willing to wait for July. Like, we don't even have to make that decision for her.
Yeah, and that's the same goes for budgets, too, because I get a lot of CSRs who are like, well, we're not the cheapest, so they probably can't afford us, so might as well. I'm like, well, is anybody booking with you? Because somebody can afford you. And if it really doesn't fit their budget, they will let you know. They 100% will let you know.
Right. Absolutely. And I like Natasha's comments as well. Not nice.
Yeah.
It isn't. I get that vibe. It just really isn't very nice. Yeah. And the flat out no, I agree. I wouldn't want to call back either.
No.
Yeah. All right. Let's listen to a different call. I do like at the end, if you were here from the beginning, we listened all the way through this call. I do like at the end where she gives some solutions, some options, but I would use that after I've already hit my principles, been positive, prepared, listened well, shown the care, offered the reassurance.
Yeah.
I would go into it.
100%.
Thanks for calling. My name is Taylor. How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Kate from on behalf of store number is, and I do have one work order number. Can you help me with this?
Let me take a look. What is that work order number?
This is 252-067-869.
Okay, did you send that over to our dispatch email?
Yes.
Okay, what's going on?
All right, we're 40 seconds in before you ask what's going on.
It didn't sound very enthusiastic. There was no energy there.
No, I think this is a very good example of a transaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree there.
Okay, this is for the plumbing issue, as there is a sewage smell that they are facing in the dining room.
Okay.
So, can you guys accept and dispatch a tech on site?
Let me take a look.
What kind of call is this?
I don't know.
This is weird, right?
Yeah, but with this
Mhm.
transaction, I'm like, what else can handle a transaction call? A computer, a chatbot, AI.
I know. I wonder, like, if this is like who both parties are, because it doesn't sound like this is their own home.
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
I don't see that we have the email.
Okay, can you check with the help of the store number, or do you need the address or something?
No, I'm saying we don't have the work order in our email.
Okay. Do you want me to repeat once?
Can you resend the work order?
Sure. Okay, just a moment. Let me add over here called. Can you spell out your name to me, please?
Taylor, Taylor.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, wait, what?
What?
Hold
I
on.
was like, wait, I thought the other person was
I know, I'm so confused. Maybe we should listen to a different call.
okay.
There's like 3 more minutes of this. Hold on. Let's listen to the one. I'm like, I don't even know what that is about.
Yeah.
Either way, it sounded transactional.
Yeah, super transactional.
It sounded transactional. It didn't sound like they were like, definitely it felt very much like they were doing a job, which I mean, fine, but
Yeah.
anyone you call, even if you're just doing like a what are they called? Like a permit, you can build a
Yeah.
relationship with that person. You know what I'm
Ugh.
saying? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter who you are. Build a relationship. It doesn't need to be a transaction. Be nice. Sound like you enjoy what you do.
Yeah. Don't sound like the DMV. Okay.
Seriously. That is definitely what this call sounded like.
Thank you for calling. This is Christine. How can I help you?
Yes, this is Mary Josie. I need to get somebody over here. We had basically on the second floor in our bedroom, or our bathroom rather, we had the toilet overflow. And anyway, it may or may not be cleaned up now, but I really need somebody to come look at it. I don't want my husband dealing with it. And so
Well, we can
anyhow,
definitely have a technician out and help get that taken care of for you. And with the drain, are you noticing any other slow drains anywhere else, or does it only seem to be that toilet on the second floor that's affected?
well,
I'm going to pause it really quick because I really hope that this is going to be a good call. So far, it seems like it has the, a few characteristics of a good call.
Mhm.
But one thing I want to point out is how transactional that tone sounds. Even though I can tell she's trying to sound positive,
Yeah.
it's like sometimes our tones don't really sound very real.
Yeah.
Kind of
Almost
thing.
like a script, like
Yeah.
having some energy, but reading a script and saying something that you just practice and repeat over and over again.
Yeah. And I think how she said it, she's like, I can definitely see if this is something we can figure out for you or something that we can do for you. And like that tone, like instead it would be like, oh my gosh, yeah, we could definitely get this figured out for you.
Yeah.
Glad you reached out to us. That sort of memorized, mimicked. I don't know how to describe it. I'm sure someone else can figure out a better way, but yeah, it sounds.
Especially if it's a clogged toilet and you're calling a plumber and they're like, let's see if there's something we can do about that. Isn't that like the most basic plumbing job ever? Like,
yeah.
Don't you have confidence knowing that we could definitely take care of that for you?
Yes. And even if she did have confidence, like I want to look at two things here. It's like, one, yeah, we've got to use a positive word, but two, when you say it in a way that makes it sound like you're listening to another human being and not like you're just reciting what you should say. Anyways, okay. I hope this is a good call though. I definitely don't think it's necessarily as bad yet. It sounds, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really hear her personality.
also in the kind of next room, but it's where the lavatory associated with the toilet is. It's part of the same bathroom. I would hear it kind of, not recently, but about a month ago, I kept hearing it sound like it was the water was coming up, maybe after you flush the toilet, I don't know, but
Okay.
it never.
Kind of like a gurgling sound or something like that?
Yeah. It never came up all the way, but it just sounded like that. So, and sporadically the shower, again, same bathroom, sometimes I haven't noticed it recently, but, it's, can be slow to drain, but it hasn't been recently, so I don't know.
Okay, no worries. Well, we're definitely happy to have our technicians out. We definitely don't want you to have to deal with any sort of flood situation. So let me take a look. And it does, as far as availability, is there any sort of times or days that work best, or are you just looking for earliest availability?
Earliest availability, I'd love it if you.
Okay, let's pause right here.
Yeah.
What do you think, Shelly?
Yeah, if she's like, my toilet, she even said, I'm not even sure it's cleaned up. So it sounds like it's really gross right now. She doesn't want her husband to have to deal with it. And she's like, is there a day that you would like to come out? I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure this is we certainly want to ask.
I didn't pick up on that. That's a really good point.
I was like, we certainly want to ask. Like, it sounds like you want somebody as soon as possible. Is that right? But
yeah.
Just saying, is there a specific day you're looking for?
Yeah. You're not asking it in an urgent way.
Right.
Okay, this call is interesting. This one's interesting because she sounds really positive.
Right.
But also still a little bit scripted. So I really feel like she sounds good. I like her tone. I think she sounds really nice. And I like that she's taking time to listen. But there's some about her tone that I'll just add, I think it doesn't sound very sincere. Is that the right word? Or maybe just natural.
Personable? Not very personal.
Okay, I like that word better. Personable. Yeah. And then I agree that yes, asking when, she did a great job at that. I love that.
Yeah.
You made an excellent point. It sounds like it's obviously something that needs to get done sooner than later.
Yeah.
Especially with the details that she's been given. So saying things that's like, oh my gosh, I think you used the example. It sounds like something you want done sooner than later. What's your availability like?
Yeah.
And meeting the urgency a little bit more.
And with this kind of a situation, we could also ask, do you have any other toilets in the house? Or is this your only one? Like that would be the difference between an emergency and as soon as you can.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to highlight this comment because I think it's important. Mandy's like, it sounds genuine. What am I missing? And she also says that she feels like it sounds genuine and caring in her tone. So that's what I think is so interesting about this call, Mandy, is that it doesn't sound like she sounds like textbook positive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like textbook on paper, I absolutely agree. She sounds really positive. But I think that she's really hitting the points. But there's just a lack of her in there. I feel like she's hitting what she wants to be said, but she's not really making it her own. And it just sounds a little bit, Natasha says she thinks it's the tone. I think so too, but it's like a positive tone, which is why it's confusing because it's positive still, but it still just sounds a little bit.
And you know how we like to say,
emotions.
We're not here to help you be a cookie cutter version of anybody else. We just want you to be yourself. And this woman sounds like a cookie cutter. And like she's doing a great job.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think there's no her in this.
Yeah. Like, who are you? Tell me who you are. All right. But so far, of all the people I want to help me, this is by far the number one.
Oh, yeah.
On this today's calls. Easily number one. So I'll give her that. Also, you guys, Girl Scout.
This episode is sponsored by.
I know. That's what it looks like. I can't stop eating them. They're so good. They're crazy. Go to Costco. Oh my gosh, my life has changed. All right, we'll keep going. Natasha says mysterious.
Yep.
I'm dead. That's so funny. Care.
Yeah, that's a good point. She didn't have any care. She had lots of reassurance, but there was really no care connection. Like she's never experienced a clogged toilet before.
Yeah. And even when she says it, she's like, okay. She said right after the problem, okay. I'm like, all right. All right, okay, we'll keep going.
You get somebody there today.
Okay, let me see what I can do for you. And can I get your full address? That'll help me narrow down our availability for you. All right. just make sure I've got that correct. That was, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. All right. And then I want to make sure I caught your first name. Was it just Mary?
It's Mary Josie.
Mary Josie. Thank you.
Last name.
There can't be very many of those. We probably should have cut that out.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Let's take a look for you.
That's a lot of dead air.
I do actually want to check in with my dispatcher quickly. Do you mind if I put you on a brief hold?
No, that's fine.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll be back with you shortly.
Mandy's comment is making me laugh. She said, "You're right. It's helpful, but AI helpful."
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Okay, let's see how much of this hold music we get to hear. Okay,
All right.
so-
Thank you so much for holding, Mary Josie. So it does look like I could have a technician out for an arrival today between 11 and 2, if that would work for you.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. Fantastic. I'll go
Yes.
ahead and get you on our schedule. And then when our technician's on the way, do you have a preference between a text or a phone call?
Yeah, a phone call.
And is the number you're calling from that best number to reach you?
Probably not. Probably, I'm on a Zoom call and that I need to introduce somebody right at 11. So I'm hoping it'll come right at 11. But this is too important. We've just got to get it done.
Okay. I will definitely put that in the notes. So we will know if you don't answer right away. We'll give you a couple of minutes and then we'll try you again.
Okay.
Put that note in there.
Like
All
that.
right, so I've got to set that for that arrival today between 11 and 2. You'll get that call about 20 to 30 minutes ahead of our arrival once we're on site. Fantastic. We'll be in uniform for you with the stops and letter truck. And then we do have a $250 minimum charge to come out, which will cover up to 30 minutes of diagnosis. At that point, we'll have our technician give you full job pricing, and something like drain cleaning is something that we can help with same day. So we should be able to get you all wrapped up before we leave.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you are very welcome, Mary
Okay.
Josie. You have a great rest of your day. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm thinking,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's good. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
One of the things about bringing ourselves and our personalities is we make it memorable. And I think that's kind of what she was missing. She was kind of like, all right, that was great. And forget about them when you hang up.
Yeah. Yes, that is a very good point. It makes it memorable. That's so good. That's so good. I agree with that. It was okay. It was good. It was pretty good. I don't know that I would call it a wow experience.
Right.
But yeah, like I thought it was good. She was kind. I really liked her build value at the end.
Oh, yeah.
She hit on the value points, and I appreciated her personalizing the value points.
Yes.
That was a
And the
very-
gratitude. She branded the call. Oh, I have a personal love for branding calls because when I'm calling a company or when I'm trying to find a new company and I'm calling more than one, when I finally book with somebody, I forget who I'm talking to and I'm too embarrassed to ask them. And I'm like, please say the name. Please say your name at the end of this call. So
Oh my gosh, funny. That is so interesting. That's a good point. Now this, I don't know if it could have been made better by branding, but I forget to, and I remember once having to literally go back and be like, what would Tatiana do? I'm like reading through notes, like, would I like that? I don't think I would have liked that. And I go to like another set of reviews, and like that one seems like I probably would have called them. So I'm like trying to do this deep investigation, trying to remember who I called.
Yeah.
And this happened specifically with the carpet cleaning company, and I did find them on like the second try, and I was proud of myself.
Nice.
But it was hard to go back, and I'm like, I just completely forgot who I was talking to. I don't know.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. I mean, so many times we think, oh, our customers remember us. but we don't really remember what we had for breakfast this morning, let alone what we said to them or
I
what they
know.
said to us 2 years ago. We really don't.
Yeah, that is so true. All right. Well, timing, that kind of wrapped up perfectly. That is what we've got for you guys today. And thank you for being here again, Shelly. I love it when
thank
you're
you.
here. And thank you all for joining, Mandy, Natasha, and also, oh my gosh, who else was on here? Marissa was on here. That's who it was.
Yeah, we had great participation. Thank you all.
Anyone else who wants to join in, we love to read your comments as we go, and we'll talk. We'll be here next week.
Yeah,
So thank you so
sounds
much.
great. Thank you, Tatiana. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Shelly. Bye, guys.